Hey everybody, today we're going to take a look at what are called minor intervals, and the minor intervals apply to the seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths. There are actually 4 different qualities of seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths. So using our major scales, if you take a major second, or a major third, or a major sixth, or a major seventh, and reduce the size of that interval by a half step, it becomes a minor interval. So, for example, an F to an E, which is a major seventh, would become a minor seventh if we changed either the top E to an E flat, making the interval a half step smaller, or changing the bottom note, the F, to an F sharp, making that smaller from the bottom up. So today we're just going to change that top note and keep things simple. So let's see what it looks like. Beginning with D, we know that a D to an E is a major second by definition. 1 to 2 of a major scale is a major second, okay? But we want a minor second now. We want to take this DE and make it smaller, not by changing the bottom note, but today we're just going to change that top note. So we want to bring the E down to an E flat, and we get a much harsher sounding interval. So I'll add the flat over here on the left on the E line. And then we want a minor third above D, but we know, and I'm going to use pencil for this, I'll show you why, we know that D to F sharp is a major third by definition, because F sharp is the third step of the D scale. So how do we make that minor? How do we make it a half step smaller? By adjusting just the top note today. That's all we're doing. So we're going to take that F sharp and we're going to lower it to a regular F. And there we have a minor third above D. Let's listen to a major third, kind of happy sounding, D to an F sharp, and D to F is minor, or a sadder sound. And now we want a minor sixth above D, but we know that D to B, from our knowledge of our major scales, is 1 to 6th of the D scale. Therefore, D to B is a major sixth, and I'm going to make it a half step smaller by lowering that top B to a B flat. And let's see the difference between those two. Here's the D to B, and together, and then D to B flat. And again, there's a happier feeling and a sadder feeling. And now we want a minor seventh above D, and I'm going to take the pencil for the same reason as before. We know that D to C sharp is a major seventh, but I want a minor seventh. I want something that's a half step smaller. So I'm going to reduce the size of the interval by lowering the C sharp to a C natural. I'll just erase that sharp. And let's hear the difference between a major seventh, D to C sharp, and D to C, which is a minor seventh now. And you've heard this a lot in chords like this, which are called seventh chords. right, moving on to E now. I need a minor second above E. But I know that E to F sharp is a major second. Yes? So if I get rid of that sharp, I'm left with E to F, and that's a minor second. Let's listen to E to F sharp, major second, and minor second, E to F. So you may have deduced by listening to these and looking at them that our major second, for instance, E to F sharp, is what we know to be a whole step. And our minor second, E to F, is what we know as a half step. All right. What's a minor third above E? Well, we know, because we know our scales, that E to G sharp is a major third. E to G sharp. But I want to lower that G sharp to a G now. Make it sad. And so we'll simply erase the G sharp and make it a G. All right, the question is, what's a minor sixth above E? Well, again, I know what a major sixth is. It's E to C sharp. So let's write in C sharp. Let's write in what we know. This is the beauty of knowing your major scales. So E to C sharp, which is major, sounds like this. And then I want to take this sixth, which is about that wide, and lower it by a half step. So we're going to bring the C sharp down to a C natural. And that's our minor sixth. And we just simply erase the sharp. So we always go from what we know to discover what perhaps we don't know. And we need a minor seventh above E now, and I'm going to introduce just one little technique that I should have done from the beginning, but it would have been time consuming, but better late than never. So if someone asks you to supply an interval above a given note, and for instance, they want a minor seventh, so you have two options. Best option is to just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you write in your D. So now you have the seventh part of the interval covered, or the dimensional part of the interval covered. Then step 2 is to refer to what you know. And what do we know? We know that a major seventh above E is E to D sharp, right? Because D sharp is the seventh step of the E scale. Okay. And then the third step is then to evaluate what you have here now. This is a given, and you know something about this. E to D sharp is a major seventh, so a minor seventh is E to D. And we'll do it that way from here on in. All right, so E to D sharp. That's our major seventh and our minor seventh. And we add a chord underneath, and you get your seventh chord that everybody knows. Okay, onward, we need a minor second above an F, so I go F, G. Do 2 steps up. So I have the second part of it covered, the dimensional part. And I know that F to G is a major second, so I'm going to flat the G. And instead of having F to G, major second or whole step, I now have F to G flat, which is a half step or minor second. Okay, we need a minor third above F. We go 1, 2, 3, brings us to A, but we already know that F to A is a major third. So I'm flatting the A, and there's a minor third above F. Major third, F to A, minor third, sadder sound, and we need a minor sixth above F. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we know what a major sixth is above F. It's the sixth step of the F scale. So F to D is a major sixth. So F to D flat is our minor sixth. Here's F to D, major sixth, pretty, and minor sixth, a little sadder. And I need a minor seventh above F. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That brings me to an E. So some kind of, well, an F to some kind of E. We know F to E is a major seventh, so I lower the E to an E flat. And F to E flat is a minor seventh. Here's F to E. And F to E flat. And you'll find this interval in what are called seventh chords and minor seventh chords and minor seventh flat 5 chords. See? So if you know your intervals, all this stuff is a lot easier, and especially if you know your major scales. All right, now we're down in bass clef on the note B, 2 B's below middle C, and I'm just going to use these columns here, all right? So we need a minor second above B. Well, let's put in a second first, 1, 2. So we'll put B to C. We know it's some kind of B to C, and from our knowledge of our B major scale, we know that B to C sharp is a major second, but I need a minor second. I'm just going to erase that. There we go. And the minor second again is a half step, very irritable sounding interval. Major second, little more pleasant. All right, I want a minor third above B. So I go B, C, D, some kind of D. Got our hamburgers here. What do I know about thirds? Well, I know a major third above B is a D sharp. Put in the sharp. This is what we know. And now I need a minor third. So I need to take that B to D sharp and make it a little smaller. And we erase the sharp and bring it down to a regular D natural. So B to D is a minor third. Here's B to D sharp, pleasant sounding. B to D, a little more sullen, a little sadder. And what's a minor sixth above B? Well, let's see. We know what a major sixth is, right? It's a G sharp. Sixth step of B, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp. Okay, we can also get to this G. We need a sixth, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brings us up to G. So we know it's some kind of B to G. We're looking for a minor sixth, but we also know that B to G sharp is a major sixth. So I'm going to take that sharp. We have B to G sharp, and I'm going to lower the sharp to a natural. And it gives me a B to a G. Here's a B to a G sharp, major sixth. And minor sixth is B to G. Okay, minor seventh above B. Well, let's count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That brings me to A. we already know that B to A sharp is a major seventh. Therefore, B to A natural is a minor seventh. Let's listen to the major seventh, B to A sharp, and then minor seventh, B to A. Add a little triad underneath, and we have a chord. We have what's called a seventh chord. All right, our next note is a C flat, and C flat is the enharmonic equivalent of B. So this will be interesting. Let's see what happens. I need a minor second above C flat. Well, I go 1, 2, put in a D. I know it's some kind of C to some kind of D. And I know that C to D flat over here is a whole step. So I have to doubly flat this D now. I have to say C to D double flat, C flat to D double flat is a minor second. And I didn't plan to make room here for the double flat, so what we're going to have to do, let's just squeeze in 2 flats. So this is how you write a double flat. You just write 2 of them. And there you go. C flat to D double flat. And the D double flat is really a C, right? And the C flat is really a B. So C flat is a B, and the D double flat is a C. So these are enharmonic equivalents, and they sound the same. B to C, C flat to D double flat. All right, we need a minor third above C flat. So we go 1, 2, 3. It's going to be some kind of E. And what do we know about the C flat scale? And what is the third note? It's C flat, D flat, E flat. So we know that C flat to E flat, yeah, is a major third. C flat to E flat is a major third. But I want to shrink this a little bit, so I'm going to take that E flat and I'm going to make a double flat, which is really a D. So C flat to E double flat is the same as B to D. This is a minor third, folks. Looks bizarre, and you're not going to see this a lot. This is just an interesting, almost experimental case. All right, what's a minor sixth above C flat? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We know it's some kind of an A, but we also know that C flat to A flat, from our knowledge of a major scale, of the C flat major scale, that this is the 6th note. So C flat to A flat is a major 6th. How do I make it minor? I lower the top note to an A double flat. So C flat to A flat, which is a major 6th, becomes minor by making A double flat, which is actually a G. So let's compare the two. C flat is the same as B. A double flat is the same as G. These are enharmonically equivalent intervals. And let's see what a major 7th above C flat looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's some kind of B. And if you remember from our major scales, a major 7th above C flat is a B flat. Therefore, a minor seventh above C flat is a B double flat. Let's compare. C flat is the same as B. B double flat is the same as A. Same sounding intervals, okay? Radically different in appearance. And we're still in bass clef here. This is the G, second G below middle C. And I need a major second, so I go 1, 2, G to A is some kind of second, right? But we know that G to A is the first to the second note of the G scale, therefore it's a major second, and all I have to do is flat the A. So if we started with G to A, and then G to A flat, is a half step or a minor second. All right, I need a minor third above G. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Well, it's some kind of B. And what do we know? We know that G to B is a major third from our knowledge of the major scales. Therefore, G to B flat is a minor third. Let's see, G to B sounds nice. G to B flat, a little sadder. And what's a minor sixth above G? Let's go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's some kind of E. Now this is the given here. Let's check out the given and if it matches up with something that we know. Well, we know G to E is a major sixth, don't we? So G to E flat is a minor sixth. Here's G to E. Sounds nice. G to E flat. More mournful sound. And finally, we want a minor seventh above G. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 brings us to some kind of F. Let's go with what we know. We know that G to F sharp is a major seventh, but we want a minor seventh. Well, if I lower the F sharp to a natural F, I'll have my minor seventh. There we go. So G to F sharp was our major seventh. G to F is our minor seventh. And that's it for today. Stay tuned for our next lesson, which is going to be on augmented intervals using seconds, thirds, sixths, and sevenths. And if you're enjoying these videos, please hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you next time.